Good day, everyone. We are from Santo Niño College of Armoc, Bachelor of Science in Criminology, Section C. We are tasked to tackle about Chapter 3, Biological Theories. Before we begin, I will introduce myself and my companion. Without further ado, let's start. So, I am Casimiro Juliani.
I'm Ryan Paul T. Kabudlay.
I'm Chris Junber L. Tolero.
I'm Charlene T. Montiliano.
I'm Trisha Mia Coyos.
And I'm Jamal P. Laurenio.
First of all, relationship between criminology and biology. Before studying the biological theories of criminology, we will try to understand first that what is the relationship between criminology and biology. Keep in mind that whenever we talk about crimes or even criminology, then a number of questions come in our minds. These questions include why people become criminal mind, why a crime takes place in a particular society, why people get themselves in criminal activities, and so on. So, the biological theories of criminology basically address all these questions. Just remember that the social scientists observe societies through various lenses when they try to understand the criminals. They observe social, psychological, and even biological character of people when it comes to biological perspective. The social scientists biologically examine the criminals. They discuss biological character of criminals like how a criminal-minded man is looking, how is his face, eyes, nose, lips, etc. So in short, we can say that scientists do a complete biological explanation of a criminal. In this way, the criminology and biology are interlinked after understanding the linkage between biology and criminology. Biological theories of crime causation will be presented next. So, accordingly, criminals differ from non-criminals by a number of biological and psychological characteristics. More modern theories are based on the interplay of biological and social factors that cause crime biosocial theories. These theories that covers the explanation to causes of crime are categorized in three main approaches, namely, number 1, the biological theories, number 2, the sociological theories, and last, number 3, the psychological theories. Biological explanations of crime assume that some people are born criminals and are physiologically distinct from non-criminals. The most famous proponent of this approach is Cesar Lombroso, the father of modern criminology. So Mr. Kabudlay will tackle this, and biological theories within the field of criminology attempt to explain behaviors contrary to societal expectation through examination of individual characteristics. Biological theories. Crime focuses on the following factors that influence criminal behavior. Number 1, physiological factors. Number 2, biochemical factors. Number 3, neurological factors. And last, number 4, genetic factors. So, physiological factors, these factors posited that the distinct biological traits and shapes criminal behaviors can lead us to commit crime. Biochemical factors, these factors contends that our chemical intake will have some effects on our behavior that sometimes lead us to commit a crime. Next, neurological factors. This factor believes that impairment of the central nervous system of a person will cause criminal behavior. And last, genetic factors. This factor believe that genetics transmission or by possessing An extra male chromosomes will push an individual to be aggressive and somehow commits crime. Biological theories of crime causation. So, in this part, we will discuss the XYY chromosomal abnormality, or also known as the super male syndrome. So, the role of chromosomes in crime causation has been analyzed in recent studies on human genetics. The first well-known study of this type was undertaken by Patricia A. Jacobs, a British researcher who examined 197 Scottish prisoners for chromosomal abnormalities through a relatively simple blood test known as karyotyping. XYY syndrome is a genetic condition that occurs when a male has an additional copy of the Y chromosomes in every cell. Often, only specific cells have this mutation. The extra Y chromosomes in people with XYY syndrome is 47 chromosomes. So, a chromosome is a thread-like part of a cell that carries hereditary information in the form of genes. The normal pair of chromosomes is 23 pairs to 46 chromosomes. Women have two X chromosomes, the XX. Men usually have an X and Y chromosomes, X and Y. There are usually few symptoms. This may include being taller than average, acne, and an increased risk of learning problems. The person is generally otherwise typical, including typical rates of fertility. The condition is generally not inherited from a person's parents but rather occurs as a result of a random event during sperm development. Diagnosis is by a chromosomal analysis, but more of these affected are not diagnosed within their lifetime. These are 47 chromosomes instead of the usual 46, giving a 47 XYY karyotype. The condition occurs in about 1 in 1,000 male births. Many people with the condition are unaware that they have it. The condition was first described in 1961.
Lombroso was an Italian psychiatrist and military medical doctor who developed theories about the criminals. His theories are no longer valid today. Only credit which can be given to Lombroso is that he was the pioneer in endorsement of scientific method of criminology. Although anthropometric measurements were correct to correct the causal connection between human physical traits and criminality was defective. Lombroso developed the theory about born criminal in 3,000 anthropometric measurements. He found some biological traits of criminals. Biological traits of born criminals are unusual size of shape of the head, strange eyes, facial asymmetry, extended jaw and jawbone, too big or small ears, flip lips lean forward, abnormal teeth, wrinkled skin, nose curled up, types have flat nose and murderers have a break nose, too long, too small or flat chin, dark skin, too long arm. According to Lombroso, persons who have 5 or more biological traits are born criminal. Besides, physical traits, Lombroso introduced some or traits of born criminal. Hypersensitivity to pain and touch, use of special criminal slang, ghostic expression of though, tattoos, unemployment. Lombroso later changed the theory of born criminals and developed a new theory. Classification of criminals is made into their categories. 1. Born criminals, 30% of all criminals. 2. Abnormal criminals, idiots, imbeciles, paranoids, melancholists, paralytic, epileptic, demented person, alcoholic, and hysterics. 3. Occasional criminal, criminaloids. B. Pseudo criminals. C. Criminals out of habit. Criminaloids has difficulties during their childhood and can occasionally behave delinquently. Pseudo criminals are insane persons that those who committed crimes in self-defense. Habitual criminals had poor education during their childhood or have been in social interaction with criminals. Further, studies of Lombroso thesis were made by Goring 1913 and Houghton in 1939. Goring contests Lombroso's thesis based on the experiment he made in 3,000 criminals and non-criminals. Goring didn't find any physical abnormalities or traits on criminals. He criticized Lombroso on the issue of born criminals and found that such thesis is inaccurate as well as dangerous. Goring concluded that no one is criminal until he or she committed a crime. Houghton confirmed Lombroso's thesis based on the research he made on 14,000 criminals and 3,000 non-criminals from 10 federal states of U.S.
What is an atavism? If you overheard the phrase living under a rock, you already will own way to understanding the term atavism. Isiniko man from an 1990s which featured as caveman from the ice age that was frozen and buried in Sinico, California, and underheated and defrosted early in the film. In the times of Encino Man, humans did live in societies, but rather were largely individualistic. Thus, an atavism parallels the life of Encino Man, a person whose biological features and socialization skill are far behind the times of the present day. So, biological theories of crime, linguistically speaking, the term atavism means revolutionary throwback. The term emerged during the 1870s in the Italian School of Criminology. During this time, criminology studies were largely an extension of medical studies based on observe, observable physical and anatomical characteristics that made these individuals different from others. These physical traits were correlated to early humans, long before humans learned that living together in societies was beneficial to their survival. The physical characteristics such as flat nose, large lip, strong jaw lines, and thick coarse hair were all attributed to a person's propensity to commit crime because these characteristics were not of person who had already been convicted of crimes, especially personal. So the term atavism is most commonly attributed to Cesar Lombroso work. Lombroso was an physician and criminologist who proposed the notion that criminal behavior was innate and only partly caused by psychological and environmental conditions. In short, he believed that some people were simply born criminal. Ethical consideration and understanding were truly established at this point in history. As a result, conducting experiment on people was largely unregulated. Victim precipitation is a criminology theory that analyzes how a victim interaction with an offender may be contribute to the crime being committed. The theory is most commonly associated with crimes like homicide, rape, assault, and robbery. The phrase victim precipitation was first introduced by 20th century criminologist Marvin Wolfgang in his article entitled Victim Precipitated Criminal Homicide. Like all criminology theories, victim precipitation relates to how and why crime happened, while most theories focus on act and intention of the offender. Victim precipitation seeks to understand the interaction between the victim and the offender. Under this theory, the victim is viewed an active participant in the crime. This happens in two ways. First, the victim is the participant in the crime who acts first. And second, the victim encourages or provokes the offender commit the crime. These are the primary components of the victim precipitation theory. Consider the following example. Cain and Abel are having a drink at the local tavern. Abel owes Cain money, and as the night progresses, Cain becomes increasingly agitated with Abel's failure to pay his debt. Finally, Cain snapped. He shot at Abel from across the bar and charged at him, brandishing a pistol. He fires a shot toward Abel, barely missing his head. Abel pulls a knife and stamps Cain to death as the two whistle on the floor. So, under the victim precipitation theory. Keynes under the victim precipitation theory, Keynes precipitation in his own death can be analyzed by applying the theory's two components. First, Keynes was internal aggressor. He started the verbal altercation, and he started the physical altercation with he fired his pistol as a bill. Second, Kane clearly provoked a bill. He ran toward him aggressively, intending to kill or seriously injure him. So, victim precipitation theory also relates to interaction that make a victim susceptible to crime. The application of theories is known as victim facilitation rather, and it concerns situation where a victim's diligence or carelessness makes them more vulnerable to criminal conduct.
William Sheldon's work, it refers to the study of the body build of a person in relation to his temperament and personality and the type of offense he is most prone to commit. This approach was originated by Ernst Kritzheimer and developed by William Sheldon. Kritzheimer studied the different body types and present the relationship between physical and mental illness. He classified the body build into the three distinct types. William Sheldon defined three body types and their corresponding temperaments. Ectomorph, tall, thin, bony, droopy shoulders. Ectomorphs are more likely to be artistic and self-conscious about themselves. They are likely to more sensitive as well. They tend to be more antisocial. And endomorph, round, fat, short, taper-length limbs, and small bones. Endomorphs are more likely to be more physically bigger and have greater body fat percentage. They consist of having being well behaved with the love of food and loving personality. Then mesomorph, muscular with athletic build. Mesomorphs are more likely to be more active as well as energetic. They are also very muscular, causing them to be more assertive and aggressive. They like to adventures and more not afraid to take risks or chances.
Three biochemical theories of delicacy. The aggressive behavior that caused by diet. So first, crime and sugar. Biochemical theories claim that there is a causal connections between blood sugar levels, antisocial behavior, and delicacy. So theories are mostly represented in the field of juvenile delicacy and presume that poor nutrition affects delinquent behavior. Poor nutrition directly affects the learning process. But, however, the causal connection between delicacy and candies is indirect. Excessively low levels of blood sugar, it is called hypoglycemia, na also can cause the development of negative behavior, nervous behavior, mental confusion, physical weaknesses, physical weaknesses, delirium, and violence. So, excessive consumptions of alcohol also can cause hypoglycemia, and increase mga aggressive behavior. So, second, cholesterol crime. So, clinical trials found a relation between low cholesterol and aggressive behaviors in animals, like mga animals. So, the study conducted in Sweden and on 79,777 men and women at the age of 24 to 70 who had police arrest records for violent crimes, found a strong connection between lowered levels of cholesterol and violent behavior. So, measurements of cholesterol levels of violent offenders were compared with their mga measurements levels and mga measurement records of non-offenders based their gender, age, type of offender, or their sexual or mga violent. So, alcohol consumption and enrollment year. So, low levels of cholesterol are associated with persons who have difficulties with internationalization of social norms and have the tendency to be irresponsible. Low cholesterol levels can cause hypoglycemia also. Then third, vitamins and crime. So, vitamins and minerals are also very important in a regular diet. So, disruptions of homeostasis can cause difficulties. So, theory state that low intake of vitamins and minerals also can cause delicate behavior. So, about causes of this delicacy, like sa atong mga family characteristic na ilaha child kining di maltrato or mga antisocial parents, muna siya mag risk factors about sa kanang juvenile delicacy.
General and priority theory, Houghton's theory. Ernest Albert Houghton, November 20, 1887, May 3, 1954. Ernest Albert Houghton was an American physical anthropologist known for his work on racial classification. So, racial classification, a categorization of human based on shape, physical or social qualities into groups generally viewed as distinct within a given society. Houghton conducted detailed research on physical and racial characteristics and used his data to develop wide-reaching analysis of the racial components of American Indians, and more controversially, to attempt to characterize the physical attributes of criminals. While his efforts to connect the external physical form of people to their internal personality or character had some merit, his simplistic extrapolation to actual behavior was methodological and logistically flawed. His academic work established physical anthropology and as a scientific discipline in American universities, and his writings awakened the general public's interest in this field. So, Houghton advocated a cautious approach to the claims of evolutionary origins of the human race, especially after the events connected to the discovery of the Piltdown Man, which was proven to be a hoax and a great slap in the face to the scientific community. In light of this, Houghton wrote, No anthropologist is justified in reconstructing the entire skeleton of an unfamiliar type of fossil man from parts of the skull cap. One or two teeth, perhaps, a few adments of mandible and long bones. Inferences concerning the missing parts are very precarious unless more complete skeletons of other individuals of the same type are available to support the reconstruction. So, Houghton's research projects were filed with meticulous data, but he was not content with the mere documentation of details. For Houghton, the broader implications of his findings were the essence of his research. Thus, his study of the skeletal remains of Picos Pueblo led him to identify various racial components in American Indians. Houghton remains famous for his work in criminology, in which he used his work in racial classification and applied it to the area of criminal behavior. Houghton believed in Cesar Lombroso theory of the born criminal, according to which criminals could be identified based on their physical characteristics. Through his own research surveying American criminals, Houghton tried to find evidence supporting Lombroso's theory, suggesting that criminals have inferior characteristics compared to people who do not commit crimes. He classified those characteristics into sociological, psychological, physical, morphological, and pathological areas. According to Houghton, there's three examples. Criminals are less often married and more often divorced. Criminals often have tattoos. Criminals have thinner beards and body hair. So sa diri sa criminals are less often married and more often divorced. Kaya nakadepende gyapon na siya sa sitwasyon kay it's because siguro sa diri divorce nila dira na manggawas ang anger, dira na tanan tungod sa mailampas ngana sa tapos sa criminals open up tattoos kay nakadepende gyapon kay daghan may tatuan nga di man criminal nya mas criminal pa nung gitawon tong walay tato or criminals have thinner beards and body hair. Kuan lang gyapon siya, nakadepende gyapon sa situation kay same atong sa endomorphs, mesomorph, ectomorphs kay bisag kung sa atong physical appearance dili nagabase nga criminal na ta.